Guys, we're back for episode 2. It was so great being with you guys last week, and I'm so excited to be back.
So glad to be back and to continue because there was so much to say.
There is so much. I don't think we've ever been at a loss for words.
No, I don't think so. And we're not going to start now.
So one thing I was mentioning to you guys before we started filming, that last week at the documentary, the M Factor documentary, which is Tamsin Fidel's documentary on menopause, I had said to one of my girlfriends, hey, and she's 48, by the way. I said, do you want to come with me to this documentary? And she goes, oh, I'm not there yet.
She's in the crosswalk.
Hey, bitch, it's coming for you.
I hope she's not watching this because she knows exactly who she is.
Watch out for the bus.
That's it. The bus is coming for you, girl.
The train has left the station.
But that's the point, right?
Yes.
Like you think about, we as women don't know what's going on with our body. Forget about the family and the friends and the kids.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
My kids, my adult kids, if you're watching, my adult kids, you know who you are, they get so mad at me because I can't retain all of these things all at once. Mm-hmm. So many things that years ago, I could juggle all of it. I could hear them, and I was able to process, respond, boom, 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 boom. Now I'm like, wait, it's brain fog.
Right, brain fog.
Brain fog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they know about treatment because the big joke in my family, if we go away, is do you have your cream? Make sure you pack the cream.
Wait, what was the Sex and the City episode when she was rubbing yams on her?
That's it.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's my life.
With those girls.
Yeah,
We are those girls now.
As long as we're not Charlotte.
Charlotte.
I'm talking about never mind. When they went to Mexico.
Oh, don't
That was
remember
the
that
yam
episode.
song. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wrong episode. Go on.
You see the brain fog.
Brain fog.
Just
There
demonstrated.
it was. Yep.
I was on Sex in the City. Let's talk about that.
Totally not surprised to have to tell us.
Totally tell us
I was
everything.
only on about 4 or 5 episodes.
Only
but,
4 or 5.
Only
really?
But they were filming at Westbury Mansion.
Okay.
And so I went to be an extra and then finagled my way into the main tent.
Of course you did.
And the producer came and he thought that I was in SAG, and he came to the beginning of, the door of the tent. He's like, I need 5 people on the dance floor. I'll take you, and you. And I was like, let's go. Done.
Love it. Wow.
And then,
great.
subsequently I stayed on for a couple of more episodes, which was so much fun. It was when Nathan Lane was getting married. I don't know if you ever saw that episode.
Yes.
I was in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for
Life
you that you
before
did that.
menopause.
Yes,
See all
life
the
before
fun we
menopause.
had.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to talk about today, which I thought would be a topic of conversation, is, menopause not only needs to be spoken about between women our age and younger, but the kids, right?
Yes.
And the husbands. Because right about now, I am the batshit crazy one in the house. And I'm forgetful. And my husband, we were going out to the North Fork, and he's like, do you need to go to the bathroom? And I go, don't ever ask me if I need to go to the bathroom. I know when I need to go to the bathroom. What?
Because he doesn't want to have to stop.
He doesn't
along
want to have
the
to
drive.
stop.
So many things happen to us, and I think it's so important for us to tell our daughters, if we have daughters, the same way we explain to them, you're going to get your period, this is how you're going to handle that, this is how you may feel, what PMS feels like, right? But nobody explains, hey, this is what I'm going through. And I hope I'm here for, to be with you at that time, but it's going to happen to you too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that. Every time we have a new group of students and we do our orientation, somehow, some way, it gets stated, whether it's myself or one of my coworkers, about menopause. It comes into the conversation for us. Because
How does that happen?
We're so comfortable talking about who we are, how long we've been in the industry, what we're doing, what our lives are like today, and somehow, some way, menopause gets included in that statement. And I could see the heads, they kind of turn sideways and they look at us. And so that's one thing. And then the other thing is, Sharon and I laugh about this a lot. Did anyone ever tell any of us in our 30s or 40s, let's call it our 40s because we started doing all the beauty things then, that if you don't laser it and get rid of the hair.
Oh, I know where you're going with that.
When you hit the 50-something, mid-50s, you can't really do anything about it because it loses the melanin, the color is gone, and now it's gray.
So you have
can't
gray
do
poo
laser
hair.
hair removal
on
unless
gray
there's
hair.
pigment.
Oh, that's
in the
awful.
hair.
Those poor
That's right.
people.
So if you wait until you salt and pepper,
You're stuck.
boy, are you stuck with something strange.
The moral of the story
that
is
not how
laser
often do
your
I talk
poo
about-
before you're 40.
In all fairness, electrolysis is
potato.
still an option.
But painful in
Right,
comparison.
who wants to
Why
do
do you
that
want to
on
go
you?
on electrolysis when you could get in and
Depends
out of your
how
chair in 10
depends how
minutes?
bad your situation is.
Yeah.
You know, but yes.
Right.
You know, so that's
a good
We
point.
have to tell
Very
these
good
young
point.
girls, like, do it early.
Right.
Well,
your
but-
underarms, your
All of the things. But that goes for women and men.
Yeah,
We have
true.
men, we do a lot of laser hair removal, and we have women that drag their husbands in
Right.
right.
that have this rug.
No one wants to see that, guys. No one wants to see the hair coming out of the shirt.
But here's what's
Please,
funny, but hold
be
on.
conscious of that.
These wives didn't tell their husbands this when they were like 30, maybe 40. They were still, I don't know, afraid to tell them. I don't know.
Or maybe they didn't want to listen because a lot
Yeah,
of
a lot of
our
guys just don't
wanna
care.
hear
Well,
it.
now
Yeah.
we have these 50-something men, 50-year-old something men with this gray and black
Not
rug,
attractive.
and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
If it's gray, we can't laser it. Right?
What other tips and tricks? Okay, this is another question. If there was one thing in your arsenal, in your bag of tricks, what would it be that you couldn't live without?
I mean, I'm going to give the most unconventional answer. For me, my things aren't in my bag. My lasers for me are everything for my face. I couldn't live without the clicker for my car that gives me the warning of where my car is. Because if I told you how many times I walked
you don't know where
out
your
out of the mall and walked around the parking lot hoping nobody noticed me.
Right.
Looks like I'm looking to steal
click,
a car. Clicking really quietly.
Right.
Hoping that the horn is going to beep. And then I have to get close enough because the horn's not beeping. I need my clicker. And that's
Okay.
the brain fog.
So
Okay, that's a good
mine's
one.
also not in my bag.
Okay.
Mine is my hairstylist, Jen. Jen
Really?
is my savior. All right, I'm going to really be open here. I get my hair blown out twice a week. Reason being,
What?
I have a schedule for 10 years, Tuesdays and Fridays, because while I'm getting my hair done, and Jen knows the days I come in and I'm really quiet, I'm working. I have my laptop. I'm on my phone. I'm answering texts. I'm coordinating. I get a 45-minute window of nobody bothering me.
That's your time.
Sometimes Jen and I do, we talk a lot about everything. We're so close. I need that time. So it's not me really taking care of myself on the exterior, although that is the thing I'm doing.
Right.
It's me taking care of myself internally because I'm catching up on emails. I'm thinking.
Are you going
I'm-
to sit here and tell me right now that your blowouts, is this what she's trying to tell us? Her
Are
blowouts
my-
are her work time.
Yeah. Because you see, you just have
Unfortunately,
to,
Dana,
you
you
have
know
to
why
look
I
at it
can-
a
too
different
much.
way. It's
Okay.
not like you're doing too much that makes you high maintenance.
Right.
That actually gives me back 2.5 hours a week that I can either spend with my family time or I can get work done.
Well,
Fair
I
point.
feel you because I recently got a jacuzzi and I take appointments in the
I
jacuzzi.
saw you yesterday. Wait, you were. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I think
Yes.
the sun just came up, and there's your husband dressed in the suit, ready to go. And all I see is your feet coming in and out of the water of the hot tub. I'm like, good for Ingrid.
I
Good for
asked
you.
him if he wanted to make an appointment because I will go in that hot tub in the morning and I'll check all my emails. I'll go and respond to all the social media.
Yep.
Who cares where I do it?
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And make it work for you.
And that's the same as your blowout. But you know
100%.
what? I'm going to try that, the
Yeah.
blowout. And that's the one thing that really pisses me off. Every 2 weeks, my hair right now is as white as could be if I didn't dye my hair.
you would never.
I
that's
am.
a secret you
So
do
that
not
means
have
we're
to
past
tell.
laser hair removal for you.
No.
But you do not have to tell that secret. Nobody would ever know that.
No, but I have to dye my
really.
hair every 2 weeks. So that is like so annoying to me. And I would probably benefit from going to get my hair dyed
Have
every
you
2
tried
weeks.
the new L'Oreal at home
The spray?
hair color? No, the applicator for hair color.
No.
It's
Really?
new. Check it out. Yeah. Yeah. For in between your salon visits.
Okay. I'll check
See,
it out.
for me, I have this little cowlick here that never really bothered anyone, but since I'm starting to get gray, it has no, what is it that hair doesn't have once it's turning gray besides pigment? It's wiry.
Elasticity.
Oh, it's
yeah.
wiry.
Yeah.
So it stands straight up, and I'm putting pomade, and I'm getting keratin right here. I'm ready to have it surgically excised. I have this one right here, and since
It's a
I
little
went.
bit of breakage, though. Let's be honest. Your hair's blonde, right?
But I've been this blonde
Yeah.
since I can remember. So why
It's
the
because
pick
it's
out
your
now?
baby hair. So that area of hair is like
There's nothing baby
hair.
now. There's nothing. This is
All
not
right.
baby. This is. It could be a little broken, but it always has been. But it lays down nice.
When
Right.
people ask
Now
me
it's-
how do you what is it called that you get, like, I say it's breakage. That's how I get this look.
Well, they're
No, your
chemical
hair is
bangs.
always
Your hair looks
beautiful. I love
But
your. It's like a
it's
curtain
it's
bang,
truly
right?
no. I've rarely cut the front of my hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's breakage. So,
Oh
but it
my
works. I
gosh,
just
it
clean it up
does
here
work.
and there.
I've been
looks
trying to
good.
grow out this piece, this one piece.
Good luck,
I've been
me too.
trying to grow this out for 10 years.
Yeah.
I had at one point that lob, that one.
remember.
This was right. Dana and I have been through it all. We remember from way back.
We're going on. We met in 2007.
Oh wow.
2007.
Okay, you guys have
Yeah.
been friends
And
for a
we've
long
been
time.
through it all.
Yeah.
But I
What
had,
a great crew! I'd like to have.
Yeah, a
you
long
know what? I'm
time.
glad I'm in the 411 now of this crew.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to change things.
Oh yeah.
You are a change maker. There's no question.
Oh yeah.
I am certain.
I think things are changing. Things are about to
Things
change.
need to change,
They do.
Yeah.
right? That's why I'm here. That's why we're here. We want things to change.
Yeah. We want to be able to just know what's going on with our bodies and know that we're not crazy. And another thing that someone said at that movie premiere, which was really interesting, is that if you're feeling pain in your body, like sometimes people will say, okay, you're going through menopause, or maybe you have inflammation. It's not normal to feel a certain way and just chalk it up to something. Right? You need to find out what it is.
Well, the
Yes.
other side of that is, and I'm on the fence, because if I need a medication, I will take it. I don't like to take meds, but there's a whole school of thought. We need to find out what's causing the problem rather than taking a pill to make the feeling go away or kill the pain, and
Right.
figure out the balance, right? That's, and that is, in many cases, figure out the hormone replacement,
Yeah.
the things that are
The root
causing
cause
the root
analysis
cause.
is so needed. It's the time it takes to get it done. So we're all three of us.
And the
everyone
resources.
that's
So what would you
like
say
us,
is the
there's time
first step
for.
if someone feels like they're going through that? First, wait, let's just go back one step and talk about some of the things with the families, like and the husbands. Like, how do we get through? My husband asked me for the first time last night, "Are you going through menopause?"
Oh, mine
the
is known because
first
I
time.
talked about it. I
Yeah.
blurred out everything. So there's
mine's
no
known.
filter.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know, and I'm saying here I am preaching. We need to talk about this shit, and I'm like, nope,
Well,
no
it's-
menopause here, nothing going on here.
But it's interesting that he's in tune enough to relate, because a lot of men don't even relate.
Well,
Don't
maybe
even-
because I told him I was doing a podcast on menopause.
Oh, yeah, that's a clue.
That's
He had a clue.
probably
Yeah.
why he
Time
kinda-
to ask.
Yeah, time to yeah.
time to know.
Yeah. But I've felt so bad about myself sometimes when my kids are like, "Oh, mommy is crazy."
Yes.
And every morning when you wake up, you are not nice to be around.
I
And you
need
know
my
why I'm
coffee.
not nice to
Wait.
be around? Because I'll tell you this. If I wake up, I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to don't ever leave a dish in the sink overnight. I
That's
lose
a
my
mortal
mind.
sin.
Yeah, like I,
get
don't
it.
want to wake
Yeah.
up
and see that.
and
it's not
see
a good
that.
way to start
I
the
know.
day.
It's not. Oh, she's
So,
crazy.
is there nobody that, as you get to our age, that will go and sleep in another bedroom?
Okay,
Because
so I'm
I
so glad
will-
you.
And I'll tell you what.
Let me
Something
tell
else.
you, I just did that last night.
And you had a good night's sleep.
I had the best night's sleep, and my kids came upstairs on the couch. Like, "Is everything okay with you and Daddy? What happened?" And
They're
I'm
grown,
like,
but they
"Everything
assume a
is
divorce
great
is coming.
with me and
right?
Daddy."
It's better now,
Right?
yeah.
So I have a friend who's a real estate agent, and we were talking about they're actually building houses with 2 master bedrooms now, because it's trending that people are getting. Tell
Primary.
me you haven't heard this.
Primary. Can't say. Got to say primary bedroom.
Why?
2 primary bedrooms?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, you guys really got to get with it.
Oh my God! I'm
going.
not allowed
Bring
to
us up
say
to
master
speed.
bedroom anymore.
Another
Are you
conversation
serious?
another time. Go ahead. So
Wow.
no, that I haven't heard.
Oh no, I need
Yes.
to know about this.
So 2 ensuite, 2
Really?
whatever. Yes.
2 big bedrooms
Have
with
to
a
ask
bathroom.
Joe. Yeah.
It is becoming very mainstream for couples to have
Sounds
two
like
separate.
the 60s when they had
Well, they had
two
separate
twin beds
Yeah,
in one
like,
room, right? And they had
the
matching
Cramdens.
pajamas. They used to touch
But it's really no.
across the-
I'm serious. Do a little research.
Wow.
Because it really is a thing. Because I did research when I realized I got better. I'm a very light sleeper. Anyone that knows me, I have a hard time falling asleep. And if anyone, even the dog, is shaking his body, licking his ass, whatever the dog's doing. Not my husband. He's not
Wakes you
doing that. But if I get woken up, it's hard for me to fall back
too.
to sleep.
Yeah. That's the way I
if
feel.
I hear a snore, if I hear whatever I hear. So, and then I want to watch the show I want to.
I wanna watch the show I
I've had
wanna
a long
watch, too.
day. My brain is fried. I get into bed. I want to watch whatever I want to watch. I don't want to hear it's a chick flick. I don't want to know it's Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So for me, sometimes that time is golden, and he doesn't mind because he wants to watch his show too.
Right. Like last night, my husband was watching the Met game. I went up in the bedroom and I was watching a Netflix show. And when I get into bed, sometimes, honestly, this is horrible, but I get into bed lately at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Me too.
And I'm like,
early
why?
to
I used
bed.
to do the transfer. I used to go downstairs and stay up till 11 o'clock, falling halfway asleep, and then transfer. Now I'm like, why should I do that? My bed is
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
My TV's nice and big. I'm just going to,
Right.
Crawl into the
Crawl
especially
into
in the
bed.
winter.
yeah.
As the days get shorter. I mean,
I love my bed.
And you
almost
get up
How much do you
earlier.
love your
Why
bed?
can't
Oh,
we-
love.
Oh my God.
Love
I
my
love
bedding. That's the best part.
Oh,
You
Dana's-
have a good bed. You
Dana's
gotta
bedding.
have bedding. Just you gotta have everything that's really
Dana ha-
like lush.
Have you been in Dana's
cozy.
museum? I
No.
mean, Dana's house or her school? It is
Well, I have been in her
perfect.
school.
Everything
It's
is
incredible.
perfect. And
Gold, white, beautiful.
beautiful beyond.
Can you take a picture of your bedroom and send it to me when you get home?
Absolutely.
her
I will.
home. Oh my God.
Wait, I want to know about your bed, please.
It's
What's
there's
the thread counts
velvet,
on the sheets? Tell the truth.
velvet
Tell me.
satin. What is on the sheets? I forget.
Thread count.
Oh, I don't know about. I don't know. I'm sure it's. Who knows?
The highest
but
count you can get.
I really don't know, but it's just
I wanna
very
get in
cozy.
Dana's bed.
Great throw blankets.
Oh,
Plush.
I love it.
Just like what you talked about.
You
wanna
crawl
Lovely,
in.
gorgeous bed.
Yeah.
That your bedroom to me, I call it the sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
That should be the place that you and your husband, or before your husband comes to bed, that you go there and you do the transition. You use that word.
Yeah.
Shut down
So
the
whether
world.
you do it in the afternoon between 3 and 5 because you have something you have to do, you guys have an event in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
You need, I believe, and my kids. First of all, in my house we have a 20-minute rule. 20-minute
tell me
rule
more.
we live by. Whether you wake up in the morning or you come home in the afternoon or you come home from work, you walk through that door. Everyone else who's already in the house has to give you a hello in 20 minutes.
Ooh, I like that.
really good.
Talk to them. Don't come at them with I need, I want, what's for dinner. Give
Oh,
me
my
20
kids, I think,
minutes.
would fall in love with you if
And
they heard that.
it works. So now that my kids have become empty nesters, they're all living on their own now. They love the 20-minute rule. It will change your entire household.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't think my kids will. Will you guys give
Maybe
that to
my-
me? I don't think my kids will do
they
that.
will.
I
Yeah,
don't
if
know
you tell
if
them
my
you
kids-
need
Turn that
it,
key
I
and
needed
it's-
it. You know, so I look at what my day is like. So I wake up very happy, even though sometimes I don't sleep. For me, it's more at night when I'm tired. That's when I get like a little cranky. But during my day, I may see 1-to-1 5 students, young women that live on Long Island that are struggling, real struggles that we can't find resources for them. So we have to create them. Who's coming out of a 22-year-old coming out of foster care, changing her life in school, has a child, single mother, and says, I don't want foster care for my child, takes 2 forms of transportation, a train and a bus, and then walks from the bus station to the campus.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So that's what, I'm happy to have happening during the day because I find a way to help. But I come home at night and now I'm like,
Mentally
I'm depleted.
and physically
Because
exhausted.
it's not 1, it's not 2, and we need more resources here. Just like we need them for women our age, we need them for the young women that we want to prepare for all of what we're in. But what about what they're going through now?
Right now.
Right.
And it's here in Long Island.
It's a
It's here.
whole nother, like, if you want to get me to really, like, I could talk about it forever. I see too much that I don't want to see.
Well, tell people about the business that you're in.
So Long Island Nail, Skin, and Hair Institute is a career college. So almost 30 years of educating hundreds of young women and some young men to become professionals that are licensed in the beauty industry. So all disciplines and primarily business owners. So we've got across the country 1.7 million beauty professionals. 60% of them are women who own small businesses.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, their own business. And they're head of household. They're single moms, and they may come from an underrepresented community where they live, especially here in Long Island, which is says a lot. They take their education, they bring it back to the community, and it's a catalyst for growth for everyone. It's for them, for their family. They break generational negative cycles, and we, by certifying and getting them to that place where they're proficient to be licensed, we're hoping, and I think we're doing a good job, we're hoping for them that we bridge the gap of there's financial disparity. So if we could get their household to be, especially for a young woman, earning over $45,000 as a single mom who's taking care of kids, she can get to a very different place and come off of programs. Very proud of that.
I can't that. I mean, that's just an absolutely amazing thing that you do. And you're also an advocate, correct? I mean,
yeah. Spend a lot of time in Washington, in Albany, working with lawmakers, working on policy. Education policy, as everybody knows, you turn on the news today, everything's about student loan debt, and students in the trades are not the reason for student loan debt. No. They are not. It is, it's not true if you hear that some students are going into careers that are in the trades that the government should not be funding. No, the government should fund them, because on average they leave school with maybe $8,000 in debt, $53 a month loan repayment. And lawmakers want to deny their access to federal aid and give more of the federal aid to the four-year supposed elite colleges.
Right.
And they're not.
Crazy.
So this whole movement about college and the trades, you know, that college is not what we created as a society. We taught our kids how to go to school. And I have perfect example. My daughter is an academic. My son, I had to drag him across the parking lot to Suffolk Community College a week before school started to enroll him in an HVAC program. He's now a successful business owner in his industry, and my daughter is now working in higher ed, didn't wind up going into, didn't stick with pre-med. But myself, I'm a product of community college and a four-year college. I did both.
Right.
It's the individual, it's a decision for the individual, for the family, for the child, as to what's best for them.
Right. And what's best for the family.
Not for the government to tell you where to go to school.
Right. I mean, I mean, coming from an Italian family, I didn't even know you were allowed to go to school outside a 30-minute radius.
No. Yeah,
Go
work.
to college. No.
Right? Didn't you have to just work?
Well, not only that, but like my mother, when I moved to Long Beach from Garden City Park, you would have thought I moved to Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah.
She was devastated. And in her, world, she went to Hofstra, but none of her, family went. She went to Hofstra.
Wow.
But, and then she didn't graduate from Hofstra.
Your mom's also a licensed cosmetologist.
And at 42 years old, she went back to school to become certified.
Right.
And she used to just do, a lot of people in the neighborhood, she used to do their hair and makeup and, work on my aunts. She has 6 sisters.
Your mom's really beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
And looks incredible. How old is she?
She's 77.
She's beautiful.
She's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And she's never had a bit of work done.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah, so my dad actually made her a studio in the basement because her sisters were coming over so much that he's like, I can't take this anymore.
And that's the beauty of the industry that, New York especially, we acknowledge having a space within your home and being able to work from your home as a licensed beauty professional. It's just some minor things you have to follow, just like a second entrance, nothing that anyone can't accomplish.
Right.
But the beauty of it is that what is the cost today? I can't even imagine for childcare. So if you can work from home, get your kids on the bus, be there to get them off the bus while you're seeing your clients.
Right.
Your children get to know your clients. It becomes a part of your daily routine, and you're earning money. Mm-hmm. You set up a small business, and you're home, so your kids know you're there.
Right.
Right? And you don't have that expense. I would imagine childcare at a daycare center has to be over $600 a week. I would think.
I would think so.
Oh,
right?
easy.
you know,
Easy.
in Long Island.
If it's reputable.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
even your program is based on the hours that kids are in school.
Just see, Sharon remembers, it's true. We
So-
designed it so that
Yeah.
moms could get
Yeah.
the kids on their bus.
The program, their days start and finish in, you know,
Right,
a
that's a very
reasonable time that you
thoughtful,
can get.
thoughtful decision on your part to do that.
Well, you know, having been a single mom for many years, as was Sharon, you know, you see a different side of things. And even though, you know, she was working, I was working, and we made it look easy, we have an episode to tell you about where we'll just call it, what could we get into the car that we could make mobile so that we could keep making money.
Right.
We took, at a time where we just did it.
We did it.
We took service and technology, and we made it mobile before. This is a long time ago. I think we were too early to the game, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You mean you guys went out on your own and went to people's houses and did
not
wait,
houses, but we did some things. That's for
Yeah,
We
no,
did whatever.
in venues, yeah, we did in beauty venues, but we were doing something that we needed to do because besides having, listen, I have a school, but at that early on, that was my job.
Right.
It's still my job. That's how I look at it. But I needed additional income. And so Sharon did too. She had a practice needed, and we found ways to make money.
Right.
And that helped our children. It helped our their wellness, our wellness. And to this day, it had a really positive effect. I know on your kids because I know your kids, and absolutely on mine.
Right. But don't you think it's great when your kids see that work ethic?
Look, I have, proud to say, I mean, my oldest is graduating law school.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And my youngest, who went, my mini-me, just recently graduated school with Dana, and she's in a nursing program she will go through for her NP
Oh, wow.
in aesthetic nursing. She grew up around aesthetics and
Is
lasers.
this the daughter that I met or no?
The-
At the Allegria?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
My younger one, Sydney's in the books. She's, you know, she's
the
very,
academic,
she's studying. She's,
yeah.
you know, real, yep. And Cameron comes out with me a little more, and she's in the industry. And she went to Dana's school. I mean, talk about, you know, build a brand and leave a legacy. That was actually a laser company that I work for, work with, named my, you know, my thing. What I've done is build a brand and leave a legacy. And Dana was a big part of that. You know,
And it ties back to what we started with today about the next gen. So we feel a responsibility to let the younger women know nobody told us. We had to figure it out. We're going to give you the handbook as best as we can.
Best as
Hopefully
we
we don't
can.
leave anything out. But
That
there
is
are
so
things,
beautiful to say.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to help you as much as we can.
but that's the job.
The
right?
experiences that we've had. And
Yeah,
we'll
'cause
share.
nobody, whether or not they knew or they didn't want to tell us or it wasn't spoken about, that's okay. That's, you know,
That's behind
Happened
And
us.
I don't
yesterday.
even feel bad about that because that's the way they grew up.
Right.
You know,
Well, that's right.
that's just what happened.
Yeah, it's
But
okay.
that's right. So that's how, you know, how they grew up. But we want our kids to have the opportunity of growing up a little bit different with all of the knowledge, because the knowledge is the power. The knowledge is the opportunity.
Right.
You know, I always say to Dana, you know, education is key. And that doesn't just, you know, it's usually my hashtag when I'm talking about going to Dana's school, because I think that's the best place to start if you're even considering this industry. But I think that educating our children, our community, moving forward, what to expect in life. We all want to know what to expect, right?
Right.
And there's so much that I know that I didn't know, that no one told me, that I am very aware of the things that I want to share.
Right.
And that goes over to every aspect. Like people say, why are you so open about all your plastic surgery or the things you've done? Or why wouldn't I be? I can share.
Right.
It can educate someone. What does it cost me? I did it.
Right.
You know?
And I mean, when someone's trying to go through anything in their life, if they speak to people who have done it,
Yes.
it could be a breast cancer, it could be a kidney, whatever it is. It could be plastic surgery, it could be hair, it could
Right.
be anything.
It could be the
to have
smallest
someone that
thing.
has had that experience is
Everything.
priceless, right?
It could be
Totally.
everything to someone.
yeah.
Yeah,
that
'cause
we
the-
don't
you,
think
you
it's
help take away the
anything.
questions that they may have. You know, there's always that unknown. So if we could kind of lift the veil and say, this is really what it looks like.
Right.
Although it was my experience, a handful of my girlfriends have had similar experience. And
Someone can, even if
Yeah.
a handful,
Yep.
can make a difference in their lives. And I think
Yeah.
Just to open their eyes
Right.
to what's down the line and to ask the questions. Learn to ask the questions so you
Right.
can learn your own experience, but you can learn what is, what's coming down the pike, what we can, what we should look into and know about for our own selves and our own bodies.
And do you think doctors will be, I feel like menopause is having a moment even this month, right? I feel like in 2024, even in the year, menopause is having a moment. Do you think more doctors will be like, let me really think about what I'm doing as a doctor? Because so many don't know.
I think newer, younger doctors potentially who are listening to, they're looking for what's the trend? Where do I see myself?
This is
in
trending right now.
How do I stand out in an industry where there's a lot of GYNs, there's a lot of obstetricians? How do I make a different mark for myself? Because from what I know, and I know we've talked about this, Sharon, there were like a handful of doctors on Long Island that were known for hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
They've all since retired. So there's new ones. I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Sharon has one that we recently talked about.
I have a couple that I just met last.
Right.
I have a few that I go way back
we've
with.
got to now do new research because the good ones, that knew it.
Well, something interesting, from a kind of different perspective, medical malpractice for OB GYNs skyrocketed to a point that there are so many OBs that I know that went into teaching or being professors or retired or got out or, went into big groups as opposed to private practice. So that's changing. But what I do think is good for women in general, I see a lot more, the healthcare industry is leaning into a lot more NPs, family NPs.
Which are primarily more women.
Yes.
Right, but
yes.
I feel like the MPs that I've been to know more than the doctors.
They're
right?
more in tune. They're younger.
Yeah.
Right. They're younger.
They're more in tune.
More
they're
information available to them, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think the thing too is the reason why we wanted to start this podcast was because there are other podcasts out there nationwide. I want to know where I can go here on Long Island, here in New York. So I think with us bringing the light to the situation and having guests on, like doctors that specialize, we want to give people solutions.
Right.
We of course we want to talk about it, but we also would love
That's
the
our
fact
purpose, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Resources. People want resources.
And good resources that we're confident will be really helpful.
Right.
Because what's the point? You spend all the time to get there. You have, conversation. The worst thing for me that I found, and this is an alert for everyone, if you're going to a doctor with hormone issues, try to get your blood work done before you meet the doctor, because typically what they do is they meet you, they tell you this is, how it might look.
And they send you
Here's the prescription, go get the blood work.
Right.
And then you wait
Could've
months
done
for
it
another
already.
appointment.
Right.
Yeah, why
Yes.
wouldn't you give it to me beforehand?
Right.
So if you
Because
can
it's
get,
another visit.
right.
Yeah.
So if you can get your internist to get you the script and make sure you tell them I need all my blood panels and be specific, testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, and then take that report and then go see the specialist.
Why couldn't? And so when I make an appointment with a doctor, I'll get 12 emails, pre-register, pay your copay,
Right. Text
fill out
message, fill this out before.
fill out everything. So when you walk in, why when you make an appointment with a doctor that's going to do, whether it's hormone replacement or, whatever it is, in there, if, check off your symptoms, these are the blood panels needed. So this turns into your script. You can go to a Quest, wherever it is for your, and it automatically would upload. So when you get in, you finally get in to see that doctor, they're looking at everything that's needed, because the blood panels mostly, I'm not saying they're the same for everyone, but most of those key numbers are going to be, standard.
Right.
So why can't that be part of your initial check-in?
So you're saying like when you go for like your annual or biannual blood work, CBC, whatever they call it, why can't it become a standard that's included?
No, because I
that's
think...
what I thought you were saying.
No.
It makes sense.
To clarify, what I'm saying is if you make an appointment with a doctor for hormone replacement, or, you're coming in for some type of hormone therapy, you're seeking something out, you're in menopause, you're premenopause, you're feeling certain things, you make an appointment with that specialist, right? And then they will send you a reminder. They will send you directions to get there. They'll give you an opportunity to pay all the things I said, copay.
My mind's going. My mind's going crazy right now. Go ahead.
So why in that check-in, Could they not? Are you here for, what are your concerns that you're coming in to see us for? Click this box. That brings you to the next box that can be a prescription.
Right. So what happened when there was legislation passed for women to, at a certain age, which I think is early 40s, for a mammography? It became like a standard thing, right? But it wasn't for a long time. I think there was recent law that was created and it was passed. So when we say, what can we do? We can work toward a call to action to say that when women, whatever, whether it's surgery induced or it's age related, why can't there be a trigger for a regular doctor, the internist, to automatically say, like they tell you, you're 40 something, go for a colonoscopy, go for your mammo. We're going to go check your hormones, because maybe it would keep women who are really struggling, who are having a really hard time with what is misdiagnosed maybe as a mental health issue. Maybe it would save somebody if they had hormone
antidepressants,
so
all the other things.
But we can work on that because that's important. And New York State tends to be a leader in legislation. We're called the education state, and I'm so proud of that. There's a lot of things in New York that all of us don't agree with. But overall, we could get that done. That's not a big ask. There are great female leaders here that would want to hear that conversation.
Right.
Because you know what? They're probably going through it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Then we should have it.
We can invite them on.
That would be amazing.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Just a flag to say, okay, at this age, if you're this, just we're going to do this.
Hormonal issues with women, I think, have been ignored across the board. I remember years ago after having a baby, I was very blessed. I didn't struggle with too much postpartum depression, but I know so many people that went through, years ago, and they thought they were going crazy. And it wasn't even a mainstream thing that people would say, this happens to women. Women really struggle some after having a baby. But no one even looked at that.
Yeah.
Now it's become more,
Don't they ask you now in the doctor's office when you go for, whether it's your annual or just your internist, they ask you a new list of questions that are mental health related to create an awareness for the doctor to be cognizant that if you answered yes to, 8 out of 10 of these, that maybe the patient's depressed.
Right.
I have to
Do you
go
know
for my annual.
when I went for my annual the last time, the doctor asked me if there was a gun in my house.
Wow.
That's interesting. That's a new one for me.
You're shocked.
Yeah, no,
That's a new one for me.
Weird. No?
So did they go through that other part?
Yes, she asked me the craziest questions that I've never been asked before.
I think
I kind of appreciated the fact that she was asking me questions that a regular doctor wouldn't, but I just thought that was weird.
Yeah. But again,
and she's like, I'm sorry I have to ask you this, but.
Yeah, I mean, mental health is finally getting, I think there's still a lot of work to be done, but I think mental health is finally at the forefront.
Right, it's getting the attention and it's not as frowned upon. And I think this will be the same thing.
The cause of depression, which a lot is hormone related.
Yeah. Right.
All right, so what are we talking about next week?
Wow. Well, we have so many things we talked about today that we have to make sure that we revisit. We have homework to do.
Yeah, we have
lots
a lot
of homework.
We're also open to questions if anyone wants to email and ask us some questions, things that you'd like for us to address that we may not have thought of. Please reach out because
that's
we
a good
welcome
idea.
that.
And if you know
throw the
of an
question in the
expert,
comment.
Yeah, if you know an expert that you think would benefit this group as this group continues to evolve, we would love to know who that is.
Or if you are an expert in a field, an area that we've spoken about, we are here to not only educate but to learn. Right. So please do.
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
Let us know.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap, ladies.
Love it.
All right, until next week.
Okay.
Adios.
Adios.